I got 4 pages here, but don't be alarmed. It's in large print, so that I don't need my glasses. All right. All right. Brethren and family. When a man becomes a Mason, something very special happens, and a new dimension is added to his life. The ancient rite of initiation binds Masons together in a way that cannot be described or explained in words. To be understood and appreciated, Freemasonry must be experienced. When a man is admitted into Masonry, he is accepted into an intimate circle of new friends, where he is regarded with genuine affection and trusted as a brother. He will be treated as an equal regardless of age, occupation, race, creed, or economic status. Freemasonry is the oldest and largest fraternal organization in the world. Millions of men in every country in the free world are joined together in the pursuit of universal brotherhood. Masonry primarily teaches a moral way of life and an ethical code of behavior based on the golden rule of always do to others what you would have others do to you. Through a disciplined and systematic course of self-improvement, a Mason endeavors to become a better man. Self-exploration, self-discovery, self-analysis, self-realization, and self-fulfillment. Masonry caters to the intellectual and spiritual needs of the individual by pointing a man in the right direction and guiding his way in his quest for greater knowledge, deeper insight, and fuller understanding. A Mason is a law-abiding citizen. Masonry teaches the duties of a man owes to God, his family, his neighbor, and to himself. A Mason willingly accepts responsibility and cheerfully assumes duties as a good citizen in the home, in the workplace, and in the community. A Mason will always be a faithful husband and a considerate father. In Masonry, he will have many opportunities to support his community by contributing to projects and events. As all of us know, Malcolm embodies all of the precepts and tenets I have just described. Each year, at the annual communication of Grand Lodge, the Grand Master appoints a select group of men to be Grand Stewards. These men are chosen from among the 535 lodges in Ontario, within 42 districts, comprised of 40,000 members. This year, 64 men from 42 districts were appointed Grand Stewards. To be appointed Grand Steward is a great honor and very well deserved for Malcolm. In December of last year, past masters of Orono Lodge wrote a petition to the Grand Master, which I signed in January. The petition was for the Grand Master to consider Malcolm for the appointment of Grand Steward. I will now read the petition. The Worshipful Master, officers, and members of Orono Lodge number 325 humbly request consideration be given to recognizing the dedication of Worshipful Brother Malcolm Fraser McKenzie to Freemasonry in general, and Wilson Lodge number 113 and Orono Lodge number 325 in particular. Worshipful Brother McKenzie was raised in the Orono area, and upon completing his post-secondary schooling, was employed by the Ontario Ministry of Natural Resources as biologist. This position resulted in a great deal of relocation throughout the province, while he and Sheridan raised their family of 3, 2 sons and 1 daughter. While working and living in the Waterford area, Worshipful Brother McKenzie joined Wilson Lodge number 113, serving as Worshipful Master in 1995. Upon retirement, Worshipful Brother McKenzie and Sheridan established a residence on family property, approximately 30 minutes from Orono, and immediately applied for affiliation with Orono Lodge number 325, following the footsteps of his father, Worshipful Brother Dr. Alan Fraser McKenzie. As a member of Orono Lodge number 325, Worshipful Brother McKenzie became very active within the Lodge and Ontario District, serving as chairman of the Ontario District Lodge Buildings Committee from 2008 to 2012, and Worshipful Master of Orono Lodge number 325 for a term of 3 consecutive years, 2008 through 2010. Worshipful Brother McKenzie stepped to the forefront when Orono Lodge number 325 was struggling and took an active role in ensuring the lodge viability and a positive approach to the future. Having fulfilled his obligations as Worshipful Master, Worshipful Brother McKenzie was elected as Secretary of Orono Lodge number 325 and continues to serve in that capacity.
Secretary, we just skipped the treasurer part.
It should also be noted that Worshipful Brother McKenzie and Sheridan continue to unselfishly offer their home and property as the site for the Ontario Lodge annual family croquet tournament, potluck dinner, and the destination point of the Orono Lodge annual fall color tour. This is but a brief summary of the numerous activities Worshipful Brother McKenzie has performed for the benefit and well-being of Orono Lodge 325 and the lodge member families. That's the end of that petition. So what is a Grand Steward? The Grand Steward is a Grand Lodge officer. According to the Grand Lodge Constitution, the Grand Steward shall assist in the regulation of grand festivals under the direction of the Grand Master, and in conducting the arrangements made for any meeting of Grand Lodge. Historically, the centuries-old appointment of Grand Steward in the United Grand Lodge of England required the newly appointed Grand Stewards to financially fund the Grand Festive Boards. This proved to be quite onerous for the Grand Stewards and was very quickly changed through constitutional amendments. Thankfully, this tradition has been maintained throughout the centuries. And now the fun part. The Grand Lodge officer's regalia is royal blue. The cornucopia between the legs of the extended compasses surmounting a glory, all within the circle, on which is engraved or embossed, Grand Lodge of Ancient, Free, and Accepted Masons of Canada in the province of Ontario. Congratulations, Malcolm, well deserved. And we'll pass the program over to Sheridan and your family.
Okay.
You want this, Mike?
I can, yeah, I can do it. Or
You said it was only 4 or 5 minutes. We're over 7 now.
That's fine. That's fine.
Thanks. That's good, thanks. Well, don't stand there and shake his hand or nothing. Congratulate Grandpa. Shake his hand. Shake your Grandpa's hand. Don't be a spread, boy.
One more time, Kyle, one more time.
And that's McKenzie talking you about, are you?
Yes.
Well done.
Very worshipful Grandpa, we'd like to present you with this apron.
Well done.
Girls, give Grandpa a hug. Right now he needs to look at his eyes.
Grandpa, I'd like to present you with this collar.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Very worshipful Grandpa, I'd like to present you with this jewel. We are honored to present you with these gloves.
Thank you. Very much.
Okay, ready? Okay, on behalf of the McKenzie cousins and family, we would like to say how proud we are of our grandfather and his achievements.
We admire your hard work and we are very thankful to have you in our lives as a great role model.
We were honored to present you with your regalia. And we love you, Grandpa.
You're just like your grandfather. Get back, you got tears too.
After that,
I think you should.
Why don't we take them over to the banner and get a picture while you compose yourself, Brett?
Oh, I'll think about it. Now that I'm up.
Just a minute,
You're
we're not done.
It's Master's voice.
He forgot.
I think you're still in trouble.
Yeah.
Hey? I don't know.
Something else must be coming.
Oh, yeah. Something happened. I'm not sure what.
Oh, there we go.
Ah, there we go.
Very worshipful Dad. We're so proud of you. So congratulations.
I hope you pulled the cork out of that column.
We know enjoying the Grand Lodge, there's a lot of visitation and socialization, especially when there's people like Blaine and Norm. There's a lot of yada yada.
Yada yada.
We want to give this to you to keep you from being parched. Congratulations. Thank you. Good? Good?
That was good. Well, I don't know. Mike, I didn't have a chance to prepare 3 pages. It's always wonderful to have support of your family. And I had that during my time as a Mason. It all started a bunch of years ago. My wife and I, newly moved to Waterford, we attended a church service. And it turned out to be a divine service for the local lodge. And I looked at them and I said, there's 2 or 3 people I knew there. We knew the area, so we didn't know a lot. So I thought, I just spent 8 years in Cochrane in the Kinsman. and you know, some of these clubs are very active. So I moved to Simcoe and I looked at the Kinsman Club. And I thought, I have a lot on my plate right now. I'm going to wait. But when I saw these men in the church, I come home, I asked my father. I knew that, or suspected he was a Mason, because he had a smoking table beside his chair with a little black book in it that I didn't have any idea what it was. So I said, I seen them there, and I said, what do you think? Do you think this would be good for me? And all he said was, in keeping with the time, was, why don't you ask one of them in Waterford? That was it. No more coaching or suggesting. So I come back to Waterford, and one of my neighbors, was one of the guys I saw. I asked him, and long story short, we spent a lot of hours on the deck, learning ritual and all that sort of stuff. And I was finally in. It's great to have mentors like this, and I've always had the mentors. This mentor, as an example, was part of a committee getting ready for a Grand Master's reception in Brantford. And the elders were sitting around wondering who was going to do what. And my mentor said, I know who's going to give the toast to Grand Lodge. I'd never seen a toast to Grand Lodge. I had no idea. They said, write it up and we'll help you. So I sat down the road and went to this committee of elders. They revised it, I rewrote it. They revised it, I rewrote it. And finally got to give it. That was my start. Shortly after, City of Nanticoke decided to build a new library. And Jerry, Postle, my mentor, thought, wouldn't it be nice for the lodge if we had a cornerstone laying ceremony? And the Brantford district said, yeah, that would be great. Grand Lodge said, that would be great. And Jerry says, you'll be my liaison between the town and Grand Lodge. So very quickly, I got to know people in Grand Lodge on a first name basis, back and forth, drawing up the schedule, the event, all this sort of stuff. And then on a designated day, the Grand Master came with and set up his Grand Lodge in Wilson Lodge. and opened his lodge and broke off. And then we paraded up the street, Waterford. There were probably 100, 150 Masons. And I don't know if you've seen a Masonic parade lately or if it's changed, but there is an order. There's a pecking order. Who goes first, who goes second, who goes third, and all that was organized on the main street of Cochrane with my assistants and the Grand Lodge representatives. It's a great day. But that's how I started, got involved. I came here, again, with mentors, people like these two, Al, Norm, all these guys were great to work with. It's like a team, and they agreed with my philosophy. It should be a family event, and we have proceeded that way. They're a great team to work for. It's not one man, it's not two men, it's a team. And when the team comes together, things happen, and it's good. This honor was totally unexpected. Didn't even think about it. I never thought I'd be a Grand Lodge officer like this. It reminds me of a story of a young man who was initiated into Lodge, came back from his first night, and his wife met him at the door wanting to know what went on. And every question he'd say, "Sorry, I can't tell you. Sorry, I can't tell you. Sorry, I can't tell you." This went on, and she was getting very exasperated, and he said, she said, "Well, at least who was there?" Well, he said, "There are walkers, there are talkers, and there are holy men." Oh, so what do the walkers do? Well, the walkers walk around the lodge. The talkers, they talk to themselves on the side. And the holy men, well, these are the guys with purple collars and aprons that sit on the side with their head in their hands saying, "Oh God, oh God." I thank you all for coming today and this honor. Thank you. Thank you.
Well, Malcolm, you didn't have it written out, but you hit the 6-minute mark. Well done.
Does anybody else want to say anything?
I should have thanked my wife right off the bat. She's the
Yeah.
You did at the beginning. Support of the family.
There we go.